there are days by the you really don't even have that even energy ile kushika bass guitar una want to do something on it. Just whisper prayer, take time, just pray, understand, tuambia God, by the I'm trying to do this thing lakini haingi. Mungu tunipatie nguvu. If you want to be a good bassist, by the you need to have, first of all, know your scales well. That is sana the major, pentatonic, minor scale as well can be coming. All the other, but the major thing unafaa kujua, I think, is the major scale, because with the major scale, all the other scales, I believe, they're birthed from that. Because like you'd find, like, if you want to play a minor scale, it's like major scale. Sasa you're playing the major scale but starting on 6. Ukiendelea hivyo ukiendelea. And I decided closing day, acha ni dedicate mrembo wangu wimbo
kakitu kama Santuri,
nikachukua kagitaa nikaenda nayo shule tukafanya kakitu kwa closing assembly. Nakwambia sasa hii nikinegotiate dowry, naambia tu mzazi, nikishinda msichana wako kupika chapati, msinitishe ng'ombe. Wallahi.
Watumishi Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Watumishi Podcast, the home of inspirational conversations. I'm your host. You can call me Garvillo. Muziq is my name. Watumishi Podcast is a podcast where we bring different personalities on board to just tell us their stories, how they came about, how they're able to practice the different niches that they are practicing in, and how they became the best out of the same niches. So today we are humble and privileged to have the one and only, who is a musician, is a probabilist, is a music arranger, none other than the one and only Issac Lamoo. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you so much, Garvillo.
Privilege and honor to just have you.
Yeah.
I just want to have a sit down and just speak about Lamoo, get to know where Lamoo came from, get to know when he decided to get into the instrument scene and the music scene in general. Yeah. So even as we just want to start from where Lamoo was birthed from, where he grew, how he came about.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Issac Lamoo. I was born in Nairobi. Specifically Maradaima. That's where my childhood was. Then we later moved to Nairobi West. And basically been around Nairobi throughout my life.
Maybe the primary, secondary, or even if you could remember kindergarten.
Niko na hizo zote. So my kindergarten started at Glad Testimony School. That was in Maradaima. Then went to more educational for my primary education. So since pre-unit to class 8, that's where I did my primary studies. Then started my Form 1 at St. Mary's Yala. Then moved to Sacho High School. That's where I did my Form 4. And now my university did it at KCA, where I've finished my coursework, just waiting for my graduation now. Yeah.
Which course did you pursue?
I did Bachelor of Business and Information Technology, famously known as BIT.
BIT, awesome. Yeah. Karibu.
Asante sana. Tumesoma huko nje.
Vile inafaa. So maybe I just want to know, across your family genealogy, do you have any person doing music or did music, or you're the first one to lay it on your lineage?
No, actually I'm not the first one. My dad is an acoustic guitar player. He is the one actually who brought me into music. My mom also used to sing and play a bit of drums, but akacha, and then moved into ushering. And my sister plays the keyboard as well. Now, that's when I took up the bass guitar.
So you need to be unique.
Because my dad wanted us to play keyboard, but me nikasema, no, acha niende kwa bass guitar. It was more fascinating,
amazing. Maybe when was your inception in music? Did you start it maybe, or did you grow it up from the primary levels, or at what time did you catch up with music in terms of introduction?
Okay. So for me, I've been around music for quite a long time, because I've told you my dad is an acoustic guitar player.
Yeah.
So since I was born, he was serving in church. So he used to tag me along to his choir practices. That was at Sitam Valley Road. So every time he was free, or I was free, we would go together for choir practices. So he would be at the stage aki play, but me niko hapo too. I'm just watching, and I would get really fascinated at how the instruments are played. But surprising enough, I didn't love music. That's the irony.
Amazing. Maybe since he laid the ground, how many instruments, or what was the chronology of instruments that you played across?
Okay.
Since your dad, I think you've said he does the acoustic.
Yeah. So since he does the acoustic, I started first learning the acoustic. Easy to kucheza 1-1 notes. And then he brought in a trainer. By the way, shout out to him. His name is Keith Nyambane, a very good pianist. So he started me off, but I lost interest. So anytime he'd come for lessons, he would teach my sister. So meaning a car, because dad is around. So lazima nisafishe rada tinasoma. But when dad leaves, I'd go do my other stuff, nacheza na toys, nini, and my sister naendelea. So I went to the piano, then stopped again because interest ilipotea. So when I now got to high school, I remember that was when I was in Form 1 now, when I moved from St. Mary's to Sacho. There's a time the school didn't have a praise and worship pianist. So there's a teacher called Mr. Kisilili. Shout out to him as well. Yeye ndo kaniambia you can play keyboard because nilikuwa nacheza hii song once I was 7 years old. Alipata nikicheza music room. So hiyo time watu walikuwa nakatazwa kuingia music room. So kanipata, young man unafanya nini hapa? You can play the piano. By the school does not have a pianist. So hiyo time tunajua tu kucheza hiyo song peke yake. Si ati nilikuwa tunajua C na kucheza I surrender. Unaona hizi wano tata hivyo peke yake ndo nilikuwa najua. So he comes and niambia, so nimekupata ukicheza. That was like on a Wednesday hivi. Niambia Sunday hatuna piano, so wenda utacheza piano. So you can imagine, najua tu kucheza C. Na hiyo siku praise and worship walikuwa naimbia, nakumbuka walikuwa naimba ma songs in D, A, sijui F sharp nini. So niko like, wow, I have like 4 days kushika all keys. So that went on. I managed nikashika at least nikapata where the 1, 4, 5 hizo 6 nini nikazi master in those different keys. And that's how I came to be now to play the piano.
So your mode of learning, as I can say, it's from practical. Did you have now to get into the theory bit to just learn music?
I have not done theory at all. At all. So I really suck at theory. Mostly it's just playing by ear.
So it means you have a very good musical ear, which is critical for every musician.
It is.
Once you have that, at least you can be able to denote 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's quite good.
Amazing. So which kind of music did you grow up listening to?
Wow. So majorly was like the likes of Akina Angela Chibalonza, wale Bahati Bukuku, those other Tanzanian nini, and then AIC Changombe. So I used to listen to their guys. So I standout song which I used to love at the time was Usiku wa Manane by them. Then also occasionally would listen to Hillsong as well, Kina Darlene Zech and everything. So it was just a whole cocktail of different genres. As I remember, you told me while your dad had already given you a trainer, music was not an interesting bit. So I want to know at what point did you have the shift? Now music became like, hey, this thing looks interesting. I need to get into it. So the first time I remember it was a crash course. You remember when I was talking about I have to play for praise and worship in school. So we started at that. So I decided, it's not so bad by the way. I can continue with it. Then, but I remember also in class 8 before now I went to Form 1. I was in a relationship, a really good. Okay, that time, never say it was a good relationship. And I decided closing day, acha ni dedicate mrembo wangu wimbo
kakitu kama Santuri
nikachukua kagita nikaenda nayo shule tukafanya kakitu kwa closing assembly. Yeah, so I think that's the period. But sasa now getting into music vizuri is now when I cleared high school. Yeah.
So it's indeed taking you time to just be able to solidify in whatever.
Yeah,
so after high school is when now you shifted now from keyboard
to bass. Yeah.
What are the things that you've learned with bass?
Okay, with bass
over time. These are things that you've learned over time.
Over time. First of all, I'd say drama and the bass need to be like this. Which means you need to be in the same wavelength to your drama, and that means the kick patterns need to fall in place with where you're placing your notes. And then another thing with the bass, you don't have to be all over the place. It needs you to be very disciplined, because I have heard of other musicians who are quite good by the end. They are very skill wako nayo. But when it comes to now like a group setting, like playing together, hiyo discipline haiko. So you feel bassist and carry the show. Of which, there are times in utakuwa hivyo, but if kila saa your music is just, you're always on the show, you're the center of the attention, you really lose music yako ina lose taste. Not unless you're just doing like easy solo choruses and everything. Yenye tu ni it's a bass solo sana kind of thing. Yes.
Wow, such an amazing point of learning.
Yeah.
So I believe across your growth there is a point now when you decided now to get now from just maybe solidifying your craft now into the scene now where you're able to be sought after. Lamoo is a professional bass player playing here and there. Maybe which year did you now do the breakout after you solidifying the beat? Because I believe after the change you had to take time to just be able to grasp a lot of education in terms of what you do now. Then after that break is when I say, now let me go for this thing heads on.
Yeah, so I think my breakout year was in 2023. Yeah, so because it was like now like my second, is it my second, or it was my 1 and something months into playing bass. So I was still in the youth church at our church that was Sitam Valley Road, and so many times unapata there were other solid bassists walikuanga hapo, so ikafika point by the Lamoo anakuja vizuri and everything. So when sasa nika move now from teens kwanza kuplay watu wa main church and everything. So there are these two guest artists walikuwa kikam church maybe for revival week. Nilikuwa naitwa kuplay, like for example niliwaichezea this lady na shira nikisauji nake is it something Mureithi. Florence Mureithi, yes. Yeah, so there's a time she was invited for revival week in our church. So I got the privilege and I really appreciated that by the way for giving me the chance to also play with her.
Quite amazing.
Yes.
So aside from bass, did you venture maybe into music directing? Have you had circumstances where you've directed? And arranged?
I've had some privileges, but it wasn't like in leaning towards the production side, but it was just like doing easy worship experience. Maybe you're doing something as a group at church, so you just be given by the Lamoo, you can be the music director for this. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited to just get the nuggets. Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome indeed. So across your learning on the bass, just want to stick there. What are the core elements you've learned as a bassist that are mandatory for anyone who wants to play the bass to know?
For a bassist, if you want to be a good bassist, by the way, you need to have, first of all, know your scales well. That is sana the major, pentatonic, minor scale as well can be coming. All the other, but the major thing unafaa kujua, I think, is the major scale, because with the major scale, all the other scales, I believe, they're birthed from that. Because you'd find, like, if you want to play a minor scale, it's like major scale, sasa you're playing the major scale but starting on 6. Ukiendelea hivyo ukiendelea. And another thing, as a good bass player, you need to have a good tone. because there are guys either their tone iko too sharp or ziko too muffled. So having that distinction where you can also, when you're also playing like your high notes zinasikika poa, also you have to build your tone well. Another thing is now precision. Precision, that means like you're playing on beat and also you're playing the correct groove as well. So that one comes with time. It's not something that you can say you learn it at once. It comes with time. Yeah.
Amazing. And maybe which kind of music do you feel have indeed impacted your growth in terms of playing the bass, the genres?
The genres. So I don't know much about genres, but I think the one that has really influenced my playing was the likes of Akina Joya Celebration and Zim Praise. Because there are two goated bassists that I really adore, by the way, like Beckham, Tetwa, there's now Naftali as well. Those guys like really influence a lot how I love to play my music. Because especially a guy like Naftali, yes, he has good grooves, but also pia iko na some melodic twists into it na iko so sweet. Yeah, and also Becca to the jamaa is just ni wazimu tu kivyake. So yeah, those two have been really influential in my playing.
Additionally in the land very good. Acha ninaweza sema kwanza Nick Kera by the way, kama una watch ninakusalute sana. You are a really good bassist and you've really influenced, especially this song Narudisha really opened my mind. Narudisha sifa kwako Yesu. Yeah, I really started from there. Another bassist is Jeff Amisi, that guy. Jamaa namuitanga ChatGPT wa bass cause huyo jamaa anakuanga na speed na everything. Another guy is also Mose bassist, the one for Robercick. And anaitwa Moise Basinza. Yes, those guys are people solid in what.
Yes.
Okay, maybe now I believe as per your growth there are things that have shaped you in terms of who you are currently. Maybe I wish to know how do your practice schedules look like, so that you ensure that you still remain creme de la creme in terms of what you do. Do you practice randomly? Do you have a schedule, or it depends with how busy the schedule looks like?
Okay, my personal opinion is for me, I don't have like a fixed time, but I say as day isipite kama sijaguzia kitu kwa beats, even if it's like for 30 minutes, an hour. Hizo repetitions, like just going through your scales vizuri, nini. These finger warm-ups really help. So that's what I really do. Because as I said, I'm also in school. So there are hizo schedules, sometimes they really clash, but at least a day sipite kama hujafanya kakitu.
Mentioning about fingerlings, what are those warm-ups, exercises that you feel are critical?
So there is arpeggios sana and then kuna what else? So me, I also do easy, just playing the chromatic scale to ta 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 ta. Unaguzilia kila note. At least you create also the finger independence as well. So it also opens your clacking fingers and also your this is a hammer-ons or whatever they're called.
Can they be demonstrated?
Sawa.
Okay, let me get the best, so that what I say kuna mtu anasema arpeggios ni nini hizo amesema. Waone tu.
I take na cheza, like for example, I just place my finger on one place on the fretboard. So this is just something that Moise Basinza does. Aliniliona. So when you're like playing bass, your fingers ikwe kwa kila finger ikwe na fret yake. So you just
okay,
and then ukienda ukirudi hivyo. So ina create your finger independence na kuzoea kuplay. So arpeggios, it's like when you know like a chord hivi, for example kuna hii chord, so kuzicheza note moja hivyo tu.
And before even you take it back, I hear there are classifications of how different types of music should be played across the different frets. Maybe just give us a demonstration of where what should be played where?
Okay, for example, a thing like 7 azina like a prescribed place or nini, but it's quite good to have your kick. So technique, so there's this guy JP base huyo wa Agape anapendanga kuweka kick na kama for example yeye amezoea 4 string juu pia most of the times Congolese wanachezanga 7 na 4 string, so yeye anataka kuweka kick yake hapo, so ni kuplace tu finger yako vizuri, so unafanya hiyo technique ya nini kuplay hivyo. So and then sasa about slap, it's just what I've learned from actually kama Victor Wooten and also nani ubest anaitwanga Sauti yake Justin Rains. Kwa nasema anytime unapiga a slap on a note for example, and if you want it sound poor, make sure when you're playing your slap you're not una slap inakuja ina rest kwa the next fret, you know, na string next so for example hivyo tu hivyo, so ndo at least iko when you're playing like a slap note inakuja ina land kwa nini. So those are just the few techniques that I imply.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Pole nimeweka kwa spotlight.
Haina shida. Ningejua ningesema ningekuja nifunga mbaya sana. Yeah, but these are just the few things zitakusaidia when you're playing.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
And maybe what are those things that you do or practices that you are able to do to remain effective in the scene? Because I believe every musical scene is competitive. Day in, day out, you have new, fresh blood. People do good, new things and all that. So what are the things maybe you do to just ensure you are up to the game and also you're up to what is currently happening on the trends?
Okay, for me, what I like doing is I like being informed, and being informed, that means listen a lot. Take your time just to listen. Yeah, there's also the aspect of playing, but you can't play what you don't know.
True.
And kama you don't know, like aujui major scale, hautacheza major scale. Hata kama unasema na play, hautajua au nini. So just be informed, create your two vocabulary kwa akili. That's what I majorly do sana. I listen to a lot of songs. Try and master to just not listening ile ya kujibamba, but also listening to try and understand what was this guy thinking when he was playing this certain song.
Maybe in scenarios that maybe you get to a band setting and you get that hey, ase wengine wageni, or you've not had an encounter with them. What are those things that you just do to be like an icebreaker? Is like, hey, kache kuonana mpaka kama sisi wote ni watu wageni. You're supposed to do the same.
Make it to me do. I'm normally a calm. Okay, sijui kama ni watu wasemanga na kuanga cheesy, but I don't think so. I'm a very calm guy by the way. Na kuanga a bit shy. But what I try to do is just ile tu kugotea mtu na sheng rada bro nini, at least unatoa hiyo tension. But ukikuwa most of the times mtapatana, it's like formal English, how are you doing, I mean yes there's hiyo English, but tutoke kwa English pia, tuache kuwa formal sana. At least tukianza kurelate hivi tunabonga sheng we can just use hizi matamzi kiasi inakuanga poa. And also just prepare. But at least usikuje na tension.
Usikuje hapo unasanga wasifiki hivi.
Just prepare well. At least itakuwa poa.
You're in a live recording or you're in a gig or you're just somewhere wanting to play. What are those checks that you do just even before you get to stage, or pre-checks before you start maybe ministering or doing?
Okay, the first thing personally I do is pray. Because it's quite important to set the ground, because Devo saa zingine ana taking hiyo time when you're most vulnerable. When you're about to do something, your time nini mwili yako and everything, you're just nervous and everything. So if you've not set your time foundation ya pray and just to understand to place God at the role of God in that place, you'll lose it. Another thing is just prepare well. Preparation is very key. There's this analogy tulikuwa tunasikia, there are two lumberjacks walikuwa na, they are like logging a tree down. There's one guy alianza tu kupiga tu hiyo nini mara moja and then there's another guy who took 3 hours kusharpen tu hiyo nini yake, and then akaanza kulog hiyo mti in the next hour. And ikasemekana wewe mwenye alilog hiyo tree after like 3 hours of sharpening ali manage kufanya better, faster than that guy. That means preparation. Take your time to kujisharpen, kujinyorosha and everything. At least when you're trying to get into that event space, you're prepared. Ndio usiingie kama hauna idea.
Mentioning about stage frights and burnouts, these are things that we can't evade as any creative in any space. Maybe how do you handle first talk about stage fright. How do you handle it? lazima nipande si ati itatoroka. I have to get on stage. How do you handle in such cases?
Personally, I just I identify a familiar face in the audience. So sometimes when I have like an event, I just call a friend of mine. By the way, nacheza hii stuff, si unaweza come at least. So nikimwona hapo kwa stage na calm down. In case hajakuja, what do you do? I take time to natulia, napumua, nafunga macho na nini. Ile tu kutuliza mwili kwanza. And then tena you calm down, so you start just play.
And it's key that you've mentioned about preparation, because once you are prepared, despite you might have stage fright, but there's always that opener. You see when you go to the first note,
uko sawa,
everything moves. The first note, everything moves.
Inaweza tumia hii analogy kama msee ulikuwa campus, haujaisomea hiyo unit, umeamua ukram usiku. Imagine na tena mkampangana na watu formation. Imagine sasa ukihamishwa kwa formation, si content inapotea, but kama ulikuwa una chop, utakuwa sawa. Hata ukihamishwa utakuwa nini? Yes itakutoa cycle, lakini mimi nilisoma itakuwa it's just the same thing.
Rest is key and important for every musician. And maybe I want to understand, how do you also schedule your rest? Because it's critical.
It's critical.
With kuna stories nisikia huko nje tricky that musicians even don't rest. They're fatigued. They get to a place when they're just sleeping because amecheza back to back. And for you, maybe have you ever had such a scenario? And maybe if you've had, you can be able to give us that and also tell us how rest is important.
Actually resting is quite an important thing. But the unfortunate thing, especially I'd say in many church musicians, that say most of them are just doing them maybe hiyo ndo career yao. So ukipata like you're playing in church peke yake, it's not like enough to sustain maisha yako. So you'd find akona gig, he ametoka gig tena akona vitu mingi zina happen. So in that space you need to like have to set time. Yes, kuna hiyo time unafaa ku practice and everything, but also just tengeneza tu time yako kando tu ya ku rest and everything, and just to even sometimes you don't even have to play on Sunday. Sometimes enda tu Sunday kama uplay, enda tu church tulia, angalia usindo at least do many churches ni yenye watu wana playingi call times inakuanga ukue church 6:30 7 nini. Na if that umetoka gig tena umetoka sijui kama 12 nini, hauja rest vizuri. So having that time tu ya kujipanga poa ya just Sunday zingine just take a Sunday off, call somebody else akunini ndo muziki.
Amazing. And in your music discography currently, which songs are pumping you up?
Which songs are pumping me up? There's this song by kina Our Worship, the great one. Hiyo reggae inanibamba. Kwanza Amanibaya na nani na Mose walilock sana hiyo song, inanibamba sana. I love that song. And then there's this song by Zimpraise, Nyararai. Also fantastic song. Crazy grooves out there. And then there's this medley and Tokozo. When I believed I also love that medley. Kopoa sana. Those are the ones in are on repeat.
Are on repeat mode. Any day you're called upon, which is this? Maybe I know you have, in terms of your vocabulary, it's you learned playing every type of genre of music, but which music for you feels which music stands out for you in terms of the genre? The one that you feel inakwanga imenibamba.
I like Zouk. I like easy essay vibe-ish, a bit of Seven, and also Kompa. Yes,
Kompa.
Yeah, hizo zina
amazing. Now I want us to venture into the music directing beat. And maybe just get your nuggets about how you're able to navigate that. And first off, maybe you can just I can just ask what how can you describe your music communication style, or your communication style as a music director?
Okay, my communication style. I, especially when I get to a space when I'm a MD, I really require of the band members we are playing with together wakuwa may prepare vizuri. At least I don't have to do a lot of talking. I just say, for example, umeshapanga when you're having that your performance set, Ableton, everything. You see umeset hizo indicators to, you're just telling them, guys, hii kitu inakam nakumbuka hira. I don't like talking too much. I just like to ile to remind to say, si unakumbuka hii stuff. I don't like speaking a lot when I'm directing music here.
Maybe now Ableton has come on board. Which are the softwares you use for direction in terms of the stage direction?
Yeah, I like Ableton more. Yeah, it's the one I've learned and mastered. Mastered in quotes, yes. Yeah.
It makes you have an easy time.
Yeah, it makes you have an easy time. Yeah.
Today I have a bit of a concert that I want to do. And I've said, he concert, for me Lamon and direct a concert. And so Lamon mekupatia hii jukumu, you go get a team of members that you will bring on board. What are those things that you look into to be able to select a team that you're sure will be able to produce this product as you may so envision?
Okay. So for me, what I'd look into is first work ethic, every musician. And then another thing is kuna discipline. There are both sides of discipline. Music discipline and also your general discipline. Ya kufika practice mapema nini. Also your tone when you're trying to address certain things. Yes, kuna watu wengi whether wako so gifted, but your discipline ya minister. Unajua kama somebody, if you're working with a star, hautasonga.
Yeah, true.
But if you're working with somebody who's a team player, they will always put an effort to progress your music.
Yeah.
Another thing is also now your precision. I like my music precise. So when, for example, we're doing something like we're playing a certain song, first I'd love you before you put in your own stuff. How ume understand your song vizle iko. You can play easy amecheza hizi chord changes. Can you also execute those chord changes vile ziko? Once you've done that, I'll give you room to do your creativity. Yes. Those are the few things I look at.
Wow, amazing. Maybe do you prefer, sometimes when you're called upon, I believe you already have a set of musicians that are already maybe on your phone log that you can just be able to call. Maybe what happens, for example, if you get maybe to a place where you get new people all of a sudden, everybody's new. What maybe someone says, hey, niko na wase already, but ataka tu kuja wa direct.
Okay.
What are those breakpoints that you will ensure that maybe you get to know umse yako level gani, ndio sana ujue what amount of work am I able to do in this group?
So especially you itakam sasa when we are having our first rehearsal, you can easily tell the skill level of somebody in any instrument. Sasa ukianza kisikia tu aki freestyle before tuanze. If a musician ni ule mse tumeingia tu prako, hatujaanza ashaanza kufanya vitu mingi, that's not a person I'd love to work with. Minataka tu, yes, tukiingia prako unatulia kwanza, then tukianza kuplay you just do your stuff. You get ni mse yako disciplined. Another thing to ni also pia touch ya mse kwa hiyo instrument yake. There's a certain tone yenye mse ata play na instrument. Yes, for example, specifically to drummers. Utajua drama mwenye ako sawa. Ana mtu mwenye hayuko sawa. Depending na vile tu technique yake ya mi sana hi-hats na kick patterns. So kama nini yako iko inconsistent, your hi-hat kiplani iko a bit crispy, iko nje, that's how I can tell. Yes, uko na chops lakini your hi-hats na grooves zako ziko tight. Yeah. It's a deal breaker. So across your directing, I believe there are some instances that maybe watu wanagwarutana at the end of the day, maybe because people are different in personality and how they were brought up and everything. So maybe for you, in instances that you are a director and maybe such things happen, how are you able to settle scores in
terms of ensuring that I just want these guys, you guys, the main thing that brought us in this thing is this product. So let us.
So settling scores among musicians. Yes, there are different personalities and you can use different techniques. There are guys when you can approach immediately, they yenyewe watakuwa remorseful, but there's some others you need to take time. And then you just unachatua malizane, wakikosana, yes, kuna mwenye uta-approach ataona immediately. But there are others you need to take, ukwe too very wise on how you'll approach them. Because these are guys when you're gonna egos kubwa and everything. But you visioned them in your project. So you need to also have your wisdom when you're working around them. So you need to imply like taking time off. Uningoja vitu zikundo sasa you address those issues.
I think this has made that maybe you might have formed a band or something. Then due to another circumstances you have to now say, hey, mazache ni restructure your band. See at so iko skilled but due to one or two reasons I have let me just get new people.
There are situations where you can get to have umeform kila kitu watu ni wanoma by the me just vile tu nimekuwa nikisema discipline ya msendo itadetermine if I can move on with you, because you can start at a very small point. You can disagree over something like a chord hivi tu, but vile mjamaa ataongea bro nini mimi najua nimesikiza, like okay bro ni sawa, najua umesikiza. There's a different way unaweza niambia by the hii chord nilisikiza hivi but so you kuna idea yako but I work. I'd prefer if we try and use this chord itakuwa sawa, but mtu ako already jumpy nini anasema mimi ndo najua mimi ndo it's all about me nini hiyo ni msiwezi work naye.
So I believe also as a director there's you've had to indeed input a lot in terms of learning the different instruments, just having the basic knowledge for you also to be able to direct these people, because I believe you have quite a heavy work to do as a director.
It's quite heavy.
To tell people hapa hapana hapo weka hii hapo weka hii, so it means you need to have learned quite a lot in terms of that. And maybe what also are the things that you do to ensure that you still remain effective as a director of the band and as a director of the whole team in general, in terms of equipping yourself day in day out? What are those maybe things you do or you read just ensure that hey, I'm still at par in terms of also ensuring that technology inakuja, but also I'm at par ensuring that everything is working as per the set?
Yeah, that's a good view to start from. As a director, you need, just as I was I was just saying, you need to be very informed. That means be aware of the latest technologies zenye ziko, be aware of different voicing techniques zenye zinakam. Kama kuna a certain voice ulisikia ikiplaywa somewhere, have that knowledge. At least when you're coming out to put in your product you're trying to get out, at least you know what you're saying. Then now also it now changes you now from ile ku listen ku enjoy, but ile sa ku listen una listen ka producer, understand hii voice alikuwa naimba nini, umjamaa ini ni note gani alikuwa anacheza nini. It changes now from now just listening casually from for one instrument as a bassist, listening to the bass, not listening to the bass alone, listening to what the keys guy is playing, what the guitar guy is playing, what the sax is playing as well.
And as you mentioned earlier, there's an interconnection mostly between the bass player and the drummer. So it means first there has to be synchrony between these two people, because what the drummer lays is what you also lay. So if there is a miss kick, there is a miss beat. There is a miss beat at the end of the day. How do you term your leadership style?
My leadership
when working
style
with musicians?
When working with musicians, I'm a free guy. But I also don't like talking a lot. I don't like talking a lot. I just expect you just do your bit. Do your assignment. When we come together, I don't want to talk a lot. Let's just prepare well, give you the freedom to do what you want, as long as it is within the vision that we're trying to carry as a band and a team.
And having too many skill sets, I believe you also have too many people are bringing on board too many ideas and everything. Maybe you also don't want to put band members feeling like, hey, umse ski ideas zangu and stuff. How are you able to give a balance between I hear you guys, everybody's bringing these are good ideas, but at the end of the day I also don't want us to do too much in a production. Ionekana ni kama kila mtu alikuwa na period yake ya kungarangara, but ikwe a whole set where we are bringing a product out as one unit. So maybe do you have maybe measures that you take in terms of this guys, these are good things you're bringing on board, but you're not going to affect this, you're going to majorly maybe work on these two. For these three, wacha kwanza for now zika mistake and do it heartfully. Not someone kwani ideas zangu bana chukwangi.
So for me, what I like to implement is I just have a pep talk before we start playing. So I'm like, okay guys, we are here, we've been trusted with this. For example, with this live recording. My vision is that we just keep it as simple and as effective. So it doesn't need to be so busy. Let people hear us, not listen to us. Is it here? Okay, whatever the nini. But ile effect, somebody is part of what you're playing. Because there are some songs zenye zingine tu ni just out of nowhere hii kitu imetokea, but I like mtu to move with us. It's like a heartbeat. Ikikuwa inconstant, definitely there's something wrong.
Hey, that's quite a good way of thinking. Kui picture vizuri. So I believe across the journey you've also had highlights or moments that you have been impactful for you, that you felt, wow, never thought maybe this thing. These stages, they're good stages to also step in. Maybe you can give us a highlight of some of them that maybe you reach. Okay, it's good.
Okay, the few highlights that I have, first of all was playing. There's this time ya COVID, there was a program ilitokea ya church called CBS. So that was a really good initiative that I really wanted to be a part of. So like ile record services, and they used to bring in good musicians and everything. So I wanted to be a part of that. So at around 2020, is it 2022 or 23? I got to join it, and it was a good highlight. And the best recording was when we were doing like a set with a guy called Peter Mchumvu, who is a really good musician. Big up to you by the So ilikuwa wewe haulinganishi kamwe. We did a really good rendition and I loved it. Another highlight was Mamlaka Rwaka, and this specific service where I was playing with Akina Beth. Let me just recall them. Beth, Mwangi, and another keyboard player called Asha. We were playing a really hard song, but I really loved it. It was a good time. And now I think that Creme de la Creme was now joining our praise as their second bassist. Those are some of the highlights that I have.
So currently you're with our praise.
Yes.
Hey, yes. Okay. Yeah, you guys are doing a good job.
Thank you so much.
And now from the good highlights to the are there moments that you are directing and then mambo ikachemka?
By the way, so I can give this short story. There's a time, this is a wrong thing to say, but I was using cracked Ableton. So something with cracked software, you need to always keep your Wi-Fi on, at least So I didn't. So there's a time nilisahau kuzima Wi-Fi. I was accessing my laptop and everything. So mimi nimeingia stage na sasa nimewasha. I was just going through stuff zingine. I made arrangements kila kitu kwa Ableton. So nasi ikasema deactivate Ableton yangu. So I can't save anything yenye nime make your progress. It was like Saturday. Then yenye time tunafaa kutumia hizo loops ni Sunday. So I have to keep my laptop on. till Sunday ndio isi lose hizo progress zote zimemake. So those are some of the setbacks nishaipata. Then as well also working with somebody who's very all over the place, it really disoriented me, nika lose track of everything. So kila time tuko naambia tuliza make maintain. So yeah, those are some of the things which
Jefika mahali keyboard ikaanguka. I mean kitu ikaangukia keyboard ikaangukia mtu akapita hivi akangoa ile cable ya didi ya combo. Wewe
nini wacha tu. I'm trying to think of a time. Either ni string ilikatika nilikuwa naingia kuplay. Mimi tumeshamaliza service ya kwanza, sasa second service nataka kuingia, nacheza 5 string. Sasa nimezoea niko na 5 string nini hivi. Sijui nimeshikilia gitaa aje ikaslip kwa mkono ikaanguka string hiyo B string ikatoka. Hiyo saa songs zenye zote una play zinahitaji hiyo deep B string. Ushaika tu hivi uko like kai. Na hiyo saa unajua hakuna music shop zimefunguliwa. Kama zimefunguliwa ndio uende town tena urudi. It will take a lot of time. Kabidi tu nimejikubali.
Kabidi tu umeadjust.
Unalianga tu kai. Yeah. Yes.
Time has to move on.
Time has to move on.
Wow, amazing. Yeah. Also, I believe you've had an encounter of being a music arranger and maybe you arrange music. Because I believe directing and arranging basically go hand in hand. Maybe wish to know which year maybe have you started practicing arranging of music?
Yeah, there's a choir member in church in Sitam. Alikuwa na kasong, so I had the privilege of also taking part in arranging a few stuff for him. Not a lot really, but it's a certain song. Yeah, so I managed to also do the arrangements. It was quite a trying thing by the way. Na inaitajingi a lot of creativity, a lot of knowledge and everything.
So that process time, ni sana.
Yeah, so and that time I hadn't gotten that firm foundation in music, so it was a lot, but we managed. Ngoma ilitoka poa.
Unajua hizo zile unaendanga unasikia unasema
hii kitu inauma nje, haiko sawa. Unaanza tena. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Maybe for you, what do you believe makes an excellent arranger for music?
An excellent arranger. First of all, first thing is just your precision knowledge and everything. You need to have good musical knowledge and everything. Another thing, be a team player as well, because there are some arrangements which if you just do mwenyewe and you can't work with another person listening to what you're trying to do and just get used to what you're trying to achieve working another person, your music haitakuwa as diverse and as streamlined as you wanted it to be. Then the third thing is just people skills, by the way. You need to have good people skills so you to just be a good musical arranger. Yeah. And it vile tumesema to knowledge of different softwares and also knowing also other instruments as well. Yeah.
And as a music arranger, I believe different types of music are very relatable to different types of audiences.
Yeah.
And I believe for the arranger, I believe it's a lot of work in terms of relating that this music I need to relate with either a specific audience or a varied type of audience, which can be the majority.
Yeah.
So I believe about simplicity in terms of if you want it to get to as many as possible.
Yeah.
Also not doing too complicated, and also now maybe also because me na feeling saizi nikisikiza muziki, kuna muziki nikisikiza cheza hivi nasema hizi walikuwa target musicians. Juu vitu zimechezwa hapo kama hizi musician. Kama hizi musician hauipati. Na kuna muziki unacheza hivi imechezwa tu chords tu, no more chords, but they're indeed appealing to anyone who is able to listen to it. That's one tip I think I've learned with arranging and everything. And as you've mentioned that you have also you also collaborate with other musicians in terms of what you do. And I believe that's critical in terms of even bringing influence to that. Sometimes we might think we are giving it A1 afu naambiwa bro, I just need you to adjust kidogo tu hapa
hiyo kitu inakuanga uchungu.
I did share. And maybe with the experience that you told me with that specific arrangement that you did, did the vision bearer indeed have it in mind of what he or she was thinking of at that point? Maybe if she had it in mind, how you were able to tell him, I get you, I get what you're saying, but also let me give you a taste of what I'm thinking this should sound.
Yeah, actually, by the especially when many guys when you're nafanya music, most of them don't really have like a vast musical knowledge. So as a lyricist, ameandika lyrics zingine. Musician akiimba naona na make sense by the hii kitu it is my song, I know it's me, but when you're trying to play you can't really transcribe what they're trying to play.
True.
So it becomes a really huge challenge when you're trying to like sasa vision yake and also pia mimi ni feel satisfied with what I'm doing, because sometimes you can just do mediocre work because mimi nataka kufuata vision ya jamaa. And especially when you're let's say you're trying to reach many people, you need to also meet them at where they are. For me, an example I can give is Israel Mbonyi. Israel Mbonyi songs zake zote mita. Why? Because maybe the lyrics na vitu zinaplaywa unaona tu it's not such a busy song, it's calm nini people can really relate to it. So as a lyricist, as an arranger, you also need to also look at the bigger picture. Yes, you have your desire to nini, but especially if you're a minister, you need to also send a message to the person you're trying to reach your song to. So if kama song yako haita meet hizo criteria, I don't think your song will go far. You'll invest a lot. Umefanya a 500,000 ya venue nini umenunua umeita gig dynamics umekufanyia sound, but ngoma yako inatoka na 100 views in 2 years. And so you really don't meet the purpose of which you want to.
You've talked about it. I think it's indeed relatable in terms of what you produce, the sound that is input in it. Really, if it relates with people, then it's easier for people to round it up and up again. But if it's quite troublesome or it's quite hectic in terms of many things that were done, it's very relatable for someone to be able to do that. And I believe across the music scene and artistic scene, we have what we call creative blocks. These are moments that you just get, today I'm not just feeling like doing anything. How do you handle them for your case?
For my case, there are days by day you feel like muziki inanibo by day. Aileti. And there are days yenye by day your mood too high and just doing those things. Me, my personal reflection inakwanga just take time to I go for walks. Last hiyo saa tu nimeka ngoma full blast kwa pods na tembea tu. At least ukisikiza some uplifting music or well arranged music inakurudishange your cycle by day. Because many times when I'm trying to listen to songs, I picture myself as the bassist of that song. Then niko like manze nikipiga hiki tu inanibamba nini. So it always work with a vision when you're having hizo setbacks. Because if you don't see yourself doing something, I don't think you'd even want to put in the effort to try and like reach the goal you want to set.
And on that also maybe to make relevant and maybe can I say do you have checkpoints you do across your arrangements to just ensure that they're authentic, technically sound, they are indeed take up the measure? Do you have such checkpoints that you're able to do? There should be checkpoints when, especially as a musical arranger or any MD or as a musician also yourself. True.
Especially when it comes to playing a certain genre. Just take, for example, a song that you are trying to mimic and just see hii mziki yangu nimearrange hivi and then compare it with the song yenye in that genre stood out for you. If at all haiko in line azipatani vile, just know you've swayed off what the vision you're trying to play. And also as an arranger, also identify what genre am I trying to work on. take time to listen to that genre, familiarize yourself with that genre. So at least when you're working and trying to create something, you see way off and you don't struggle as much trying to put out that vision.
Quite amazing nuggets there in terms of arrangement and everything. So I believe even the viewers are able to get the different things that they're able to work on. And maybe I believe you've had quite an experience with different bands and different artists that you've played for or you are planning to play for. And maybe how has your experience been in terms of dealing with bandits and artists in general?
Yeah, it's a bittersweet by the there are days when with where I am with my music, you'd find other people really appreciate you. They are like, manze bro, they give you your flowers. But there are others when you've put in the work, manze, you've been practicing, you've taken you have an event in 3 months, you've taken that time to sharpen. But mkikutana prako tu bro, hii kitu ingekuwa jamaa hiyo kitu by then now ni put off. You've called me to your project and then or you've called me to try to play with you and then unaniambia ingekuwa umse. It's not something by the way really nice. By the viewers, don't really do that to your musicians. By the way, hiyo ndo una build utaekea mjamaa kiburi na utaharibu. So the days zenye zinakuanga poa, but most of the times, especially when you're working with experienced musicians, because there's a standard that they used to. In a way, kama bado hujafika, you'll really have a rough time.
So maybe across your journey, I believe you've had challenges, and maybe you can be able even to speak into those challenges that even people can be able to understand. Indeed, for growth to happen, for you to be able to establish a name, or for you to be able to just get out here, there are things that maybe they might not know in their spaces that kumbe mazela mama ameenda go 1 2 3 4 5 zimekuwa tricky. But maybe you can just highlight a few challenges that you've gone across in your growth. I'm not sure how your inception was in terms of now getting to the limelight beat or getting to those. Sijui kama yako ilikuwa smooth ama tena unaambiwa wewe bado ngoja bado.
So for me, I can say luckily or unluckily, I've been at a place where a crisis imefanyika. We need to get somebody a cover. So most of the time it's just being kushikilia, just trying to, or you're just doing a rebuild for a certain team. And working with that, you find that there's a certain standard that they were used to. You'd find, for example, maybe also let me just give a random, somebody amezoea kuwork na Mose Basinza, but Basinza imefika point maybe he's a bit busy or he's come up with a lot of stuff yenye commitment yake at least item allow. So maybe umeitwa kama fill your gap. Itakuwa ngumu especially kama if your experience is for 3 years, it's quite hard. Another thing, sometimes sinanga guitar. Una guitar to play nayo.
The instrument availability.
Sinanga most of the times, my own personal 5-string. So hiyo saa unafaa kuplay Sunday unako inaweza mbana ni guitar. Juu saa zingine naombanga more kama hii guitar naombanga rafiki yangu fulani. So atakupatia there, but there are days yanahitaji kuitumia. So utafanya nini? Na watu wengi most of the times either yao akona gita moja ama anataka uhaya kwake na kulipisha 3,000. Na hiyo maybe 3,000 ndio utapata kwa hiyo. So unashangaa utaenda to loss. It's such a
So gear is very important.
Gear is very important.
Having your own gear.
Having your own gear is such a good thing.
It gives you even flexibility.
Gives you flexibility, and also if you're now working with rate cards and everything, it's a good thing now to add on it.
You're certain about it. The best maybe gears you've played so far that you feel on the beds.
Best gears that I've tried out. I have let me give you 4 major ones.
And you give me the one that you recommend most.
Okay, sawa. Okay, I've played with the LTD. LTD, it's a 5-string bass, a fantastic tone. I think I love it so much. Is a friend of mine anaitwa Anton akwanga nayo. Kitu iko na tone tamu. Akiniachie base yako Anton kama utawatch. Another guitar is the TRB 1005. Fantastic tone. Hiyo ya Mose, your work. And then also TRB 1006 like the one Mose Basinza has. Fantastic guitars over there. Then another guitar that I've worked with that has really blessed me is there's this Iban SR. Is it 6 something? It's 1205 or whatever it is. But I'll send you the image. It's such a fantastic. Paki Baptist has it. Fantastic gear over there. Yeah.
Which one will you recommend for maybe a viewer who is starting?
A viewer who's starting, maybe if you want to get like a good professional bass that is kind of affordable, but unaweza piga heavy gigs nazo, I'd recommend the Yamaha TRBX 305. Yeah, that's a good guitar by the that's also a decent equipment that I've used by the. It's a fantastic guitar. Has all ISO 3 bands, EQ and everything. Can give you different tone selects that you want. It's a fantastic guitar. I'd recommend that.
For the combos, you've had interaction with the combos?
Combos I have. Trace Elliott, fantastic bass combo. Mark Bass, I've also had the opportunity to interact with it. There's another one called Goliath. It's also good in a conga tone. But the one I'd recommend to somebody is Mark Bass. Mark Bass
every day
beats them all any day. Yeah.
So maybe across your journey as a musician, maybe are there moments that you've had to just make a difficult decision, approach, or just something that you just had to switch and say, hey, I'm going to do these things this way?
The days as a musician, personally also for my age, you also want to hang out a lot with your friends and everything. True. But unapata time yako by the haikuruhusu, and you also need to get some money za get some equipment nini you have to save. So sometimes you just have to forgo, unasema by the ifom itabamba. But for today niruhusu so there are those ones, and then also others like ile tu sometimes unapatanga hauna that support that you really need, but you just have to by the hata kama bila hii support, let me just go with this thing that I need to go with.
Amazing. And maybe how do you stay motivated and inspired throughout your playing? Because I believe as a musician siku zingine za way down, vitu zingine za way down, but you still have to fight, because it's something that you are passionate and you really love to do what you do. So how do you stay? What are those things that you do to just stay fresh, motivated, innovative?
So first of all, I'd recommend prayer. Prayer is something that you really have to do on a continuous basis. Just there are days by the you really don't even have that energy ile kushika bass guitar, you want to do something on it. Just whisper prayer, take time, just pray, understand, tuambia God, by the I'm trying to do this thing lakini haingi, Mungu tunipatie nguvu. Another thing that really works for me personally is when I'm listening to certain songs that I love, I picture myself playing those songs, and maybe picture like mina play na watu wanabambika. So nikiona hiyo vision like by the hii mziki nilitaka kufanya at least nijienjoy being able to accomplish a certain song to conquer it. So having yourself in that picture na ukiwa tunayo taswira itakusaidia tu kuendelea ku practice and everything.
Oh, indeed amazing. And across your journey, of course, you can't evade criticism, which can be both positive and negative. Maybe how do you handle it in terms of people who pour praise and people who pour hate at the same time?
So with criticism, there's hata mimi naweza sema hata mti imetoa matunda imeiva itatupiwa mawe.
True.
So there are things which will come as something that will help you. We would say sometimes it's not something good, but kuwa na roho ngumu, take in what is necessary, delete what is irrelevant to you. And also if something is repeated to you several times, just know it's an issue with you. But kama ni kitu yenye hausikii na watu wengi, just know itu ni agenda tu ya mjamaa yako ni bring down. Yeah, but if ukisikia by the bro, your precision kiasi iko nje, one person, and it's not one person anarudia, just by the ikitu I need to go and practice. Yeah, don't take it nini kwa roho sana. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe bassist.
Yeah.
Bass, I think, it's one of the instruments that you have control kinda in terms of your volume and everything.
Not always the case. Not always the case, but especially kama kuna combo, yes. Wendo kusema. Sound engineer akiamua kukunyongea nini kwa stream, unaambia okay, acha nikuonyeshe. Kumwekea combo yote. Hadi akuje chini unaambia utaniongezea. Ongeza ukiona. But ukifika place like unaplagiwa kwa DI hakuna combo, really inabidingi tu unyenyekee sasa. Yeah.
Hiyo kitu nimekuwa nikijiuliza kwa sababu hao ndo wanakuagana the rest of the sound engineer huko mko mmekosana akuwe volume
anaweza kuzimia
nini bana
na hakuna kitu tamfanyia kama mkosete kabisa.
Okay, so aside from the music, what other activities do you do tickle your fancy?
Okay, other things which tickle my fancy, in some way I love politics as well. And I'd maybe I'd love to be not a politician but a leader one day. Maybe governor Nairobi, I don't know.
Tusahau bana.
Bado wasanii mtakuwa mnakula hii Nairobi hadi mnachoka na mimi. Yeah. There's that. I used to love drawing as well. So I used to draw sana magari. I also would do cooking. Yeah, I also cook occasionally. And pia manganya, I like kuspot to manganya, just sing them. Yeah.
Which is your best favorite food you cook? The one that you love any day and every day ukiamsha tu saa hii tu namo. Kuna ingredients zote tukulete gani?
Mimi napenda kupika kuku, chapo. Hizo ndo mimi napenda kukula hizo sana. So hizo ndo ningepika bila
hapo kwa chapo umetuumiza bwana.
Chapo buda.
Kupika chapo bwana.
Sasa nakwambia sasa hii nikinegotiate dowry. Naambia tu mzazi, nikishinda msichana wako kupika chapati. Msiniitishe ng'ombe. Wallahi. Yeah. Hiyo ndio marking scheme.
Lakini wewe kwa experience. Mtu sasa anajaribu.
Nakwambia, hiyo kama hujafunza any person by the kama unanidai. Jua tu ni kubaya. Nikikushinda unatoka kwenye wanatoka bure.
Wewe unapika zile za layers. Zile za layers zile unatoa hivi.
Mimi hata naweza pika nani yenye acha tu nisiongee. Naweza pika ya love heart. Yeah.
So aside from that, do you teach also music? Do you teach your instruments?
Yeah, I do teach occasionally pia. Currently I also have a student and I learn acoustic guitar.
Awesome.
So I teach acoustic guitar, piano, and also bass as well. Yeah.
Amazing. Good to know. Maybe I believe there's one thing that keeps you moving every day.
One thing that keeps me moving every day. I can say this. One thing that keeps me moving is just having that vision of yourself doing something. Me, I'm always heavy on just picture yourself doing something. Ukisha kuwa na hiyo picture, you just move with that vision. Yeah. And then maybe there's a verse that my mom also gave me at a time when I was doing actually two scriptures I can say. There's Isaiah 8:18 that we have for signs and wonders. And then also Philippians 4:6 verse 7 says, do not be anxious about anything. I'm just paraphrasing, but in everything with prayer and supplication, make every request known to God. And then inaendelea
the peace of God surpasses human understanding.
So those are some of the things which keep me going as well.
Amazing. So your class is open for other people who want to be able to learn all instruments or acoustic?
Acoustic, yes. bass, piano. Kinikujia drums, maybe nitakupea advice tu, usitakufunza.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the approach of mode of approach in terms of just getting in contact with you?
You can reach me on IG at Isokumu. I also have my phone number 0711 206 459. I repeat again 0711 206 459. Then also my Facebook niko lakini I don't check it out. I rarely go there. Yeah, so yes.
So even as we close out, I believe one day we are waiting for a gig by Lamoo himself. Amen. Ametuita tu tusikie tu bass. Tusikie tu bass. Hata vitu mingi hapo tunakuja kuimba hiyo siku. Tunaimbia ndani ya roho. Bado tunasikiza.
Amen, itakuja. Yeah.
We'll be there mazee. Yeah, but in case you have anything that you want us to be able to plug in mazee tushtue.
Lazima.
We are willing and open to be able to come mazee to support in any way that
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that as well.
Wow, such an amazing conversation with the one and only Lamoo.
Yeah.
So viewers, until next time, Maze, keep it Watumishi podcast. We're humble, Maze, to have you on the pod.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
give you a flowers for what you're doing out here.
Thank you so much.
Keep on impacting the world with good tunes and tones, you know.
Yeah. More to come by the way. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, keep it Watumishi podcast. Adios.
More love.